Has it really been over a year since the Vapormax came out? The concept of walking on air became a reality with this sneaker, but was it worth the wait? So many things can be said about the Vapormax, both positive and negative, so let's go ahead and review some of the pros and cons. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com, and if you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals, check the link in the description. And if you guys want to buy some of the Nike Vapormax, check the link in the description as well. So this sneaker came out a little over a year ago, and you can see I beat up my pair pretty good. I didn't wear it every single day for an entire year or anything like that. As you guys know, I do a lot of other sneaker reviews on this channel, so I had to keep it moving. But I did reach out to a lot of people that did wear these shoes a lot through the year and ask them for some of their feedback. So I wanted to share that with you guys in this video. So Graham T. Chong has the Vapormax, and he said there's some things that he likes, including the appearance of the triple black, the breathability, and the fact that they're fairly lightweight. Some of the dislikes that he had was the sound of running and walking. And he also said the manufacturing tag at the bottom of the insole caused him issues. I didn't have any problems with that down there, but it is definitely an odd placement for the tag. He says it feels like as you wear it, it dips lower in the heel as well. I don't know if he means the air compression gets lower or the collar, but an interesting point. Underscore KD2 said that his pair has held up really well. Comfort is really nice and consistent and won't thin out like foam. Flyknit upper has been good since the start. Some of the things he doesn't like is the squeaking noise never went away and it's extremely annoying. Can be a bit unstable at times. So those are two things that I mentioned in my original review. The squeakiness definitely something that threw me for a loop on these things. It just depends on the surface you're on, and it has a really clickety clackety feel, or it's just kind of squeaky. Also, the segmented air units feel really odd as you transition from heel to toe, as I mentioned as well. Sick Kicks for Days says, I do have a wider foot than average, so the material did stretch and isn't as tight as it used to be. And the squeaking is still there after 2 years. He said, but they're very comfortable and the upper is still in one piece, even though it is very thin and breathable material. So that is a testament to the Flyknit, the fact that the Flyknit itself is actually really durable. I think that is a good thing, as well as they do have some hyperfuse reinforcements on the upper. So that is definitely something that probably helps keep this material lasting a little bit longer. But it's funny, that's the third person in a row that actually said that the squeaking bothered them. So we haven't really seen any huge deep discounts on the flagship Nike Air model too much yet. So I expect we will see the prices drop as soon as maybe new colorways or models keep releasing, especially since many of them just don't sell out. Obviously, you have the weird use case of the Vapormax in the Off-White collaboration, but to be fair, the Off-White collection really sold out in pretty much any shoe that they end up releasing, so it's really no different than any of the other shoes that Virgil Abloh created. So just as a quick overview of the shoe, once again, you do have a Flyknit upper, lots of breathability in the toe box section here. It is an attached, detached tongue, so it's detached all the way up to the top right here, and then it has the actual tongue, which is actually one of my favorite features of the shoe because it's very, very easy to slip on your foot and take off, which makes the shoe a very easy shoe to throw in the rotation because you literally just throw it on your feet. And it has a stylish tongue as well, so it looks good with jeans and stuff like that. Also, you do have fly wire through the upper, which helps with the lockdown if you care about that sort of stuff. You have a hyperfuse Nike swoosh here, and then also on the inside. And then there is a hyperfuse material all the way down the side of the shoe, so it goes all the way up here. And then there's also some hyperfuse in the toe box section right here. Moving your way down the midsole, it is an entire air unit that's actually attached to the bottom of the upper, and there's no foam or anything like that in between here. It's just the air unit straight up on top of the Flyknit, which is why this model is so different than any of the other original Nike Air models back in the day. You can see that the other models have a huge midsole, and then the air unit, and then the rubber on the bottom. Same thing with this one, air unit, but it's on top of like Phylon or some sort of foam cushioning, and then you have the sole on the bottom. And the last example, which is probably the closest thing we saw to this idea of a concept, which is the Air Max 360. And you can see it has what it looks like a full-length air midsole, but it is not straight up air. You can see that up here is not air, so it's not a real true depiction of you walking on air. It's you walking on a hard plastic that is actually on top of the air unit, and then a full rubber outsole, but you could see the air unit on the bottom here. So when they ended up designing the Vapormax, it's more of a simplistic view of just less materials and more air unit in the shoes, which gives you a better sensation on feet in this shoe than in this shoe. So you definitely feel the air a lot better. This is significantly lighter than the older shoes like the 360s. And it's just a cool concept how they were able to take and make an air unit that you literally walk on. So you can see there's little traction nibs on the bottom of the shoe. There's a couple areas where it's different types of rubber here, 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 and then also on the little section here. So it's more reinforcement in the higher traffic areas, and then the regular stuff kind of in between. But it's really quite durable actually, which is something that I found interesting. I thought it would have been a lot less durable considering how much flex there is in the midsole and the back section, especially if you're like over 200 pounds or close to 200 pounds like myself. And so this is like definitely something where it's collapses a lot and it feels interesting on feet and the transition feels weird, but all in all it's definitely like more durable than would have been expected. So a real quick summary of some of the pros that I really like about the shoe is, one, that it's very unique looking. It's really sort of a cross between a soccer cleat and a track shoe on top of an Air unit. Very interesting, but definitely kind of cool. Another pro is the collaborations that they've done with the shoe. The acronym joints were pretty dope, as well as the Vapormax in the off-white collaboration. So it would be cool if we saw more collaborations, but the ones they've released thus far is pretty rad. And another pro to some people is the fact that they have so many different versions. The variety is definitely nice for some people. Some models might speak out to the consumer better than other ones, so it's nice to be able to have some sort of options out there. As for some of the cons, definitely the squeak on the bottom seems to be the biggest thing. I'm sticking to that. It's something that I mentioned originally. Some people don't agree, but obviously from the feedback that the squeak is a bit loud. Another con is that these are a little bit difficult to walk down stairs in, to be honest, and also driving can sometimes feel odd because of the weird giant segments in the bottom of the midsole. And as I mentioned, it being a pro, having so many different versions, it could be also a con because it could be confusing to some consumers to decide which model you actually want to end up buying. There's Flyknit versions and regular versions and high tops and all sorts of different models out there now, so trying to decide which one you actually want to get can be sometimes challenging. And the biggest con that I wanted to mention is the fact that this technology, although it is pretty cool, and if you like Nike Air, then this is a great way to go, but the fact that there's so much competition, even within their own company, between Nike and their Zoom X technology and their React technology and their Lunarlon technology. There's just so many different types of models and sneakers out there that makes it really difficult to decide that these are going to be the go-to shoes for you, especially from a casual perspective, because I know these are actually for running, so are the Epic Reacts and 4% and everything else, but the bottom line is that these are the least comfortable of all of those other shoes. And if you had to buy these or the Pegasus Turbos, like the Pegasus Turbo in my mind is a hands down winner over top of the Vapormax. It's almost like Nike was so competitive with everything, including themselves, that they ended up creating better products than some of the ones that they have on the market, such as the Vapormax. I think that Nike React really is going to be the wave of the future with Nike. So far, so great. I mean, they have a lot of awesome models with that technology. Also, the Zoom X technology with the Pegasus Turbo is absolutely amazing. And from a casual perspective, it's the closest thing to Ultra Boost on your feet. So this is kind of archaic in a sense. Even though it's cool and fun to be able to walk on air, the squeaking isn't really worth it in my opinion. And considering the amount of competition out there, these ones definitely are something that I would rather get at a discounted price nowadays if I was going to buy another pair. So as for some of the metrics of the shoe, I did go over these originally, but some of them have changed. The fit, I would say true to size or go up half a size. I definitely would prefer to go up a half of a size just because in the Flyknit versions, they definitely are really form-fitting. It's definitely snug in a true to size, but the material does stretch, so it's not terrible. But I would probably go up a half a size if I could do it over again. The cushioning, I would say, are 3 out of 5. The responsiveness, materials, and weight, I would say, are all 3 out of 5. They're not the most responsive shoes. They're not the best uppers, and they definitely don't weigh the least. Breathability, I would give a 4 though. The breathability is really good on the Flyknit version, and durability is where it changes the most. It went from a 3 to a 4 because I actually found the shoe very durable. Obviously, you don't want to step on a nail or anything like that, but I do think that they're actually more durable than expected. Stability is still very low, 3 out of 5. Traction, I would say as well, very low, 3 out of 5. In rain, it's not the best thing out there. Stylistically though, I stick with my 4 out of 5. I still think they look really cool. And the value for $190, 3 out of 5 still. It doesn't have a lot of value for the price point unless there's nostalgic value or, again, you're just a huge fan of Nike Air. So in conclusion, is this model worth buying? I think that this model is one that people love or hate, unless of course it is. Unless of course it's like an off-white version, then everybody loves it. But the reality is this sneaker is made for performance, but it's usually not the top contender for those looking for a performance running shoe. This is a novelty of walking on air and has been consumed mainly by lifestyle and for a good reason. As I've already mentioned, we all love that idea of walking on air. I think the Vapormax is a step in the right direction. However, I do feel like the comfort and awkward segmented transition while walking takes some getting used to. That said, I do like the innovation and I do not regret being one of the early adopters of the Nike Air Vapormax. But what are you guys' thoughts? What did I get right in this video? What did I get wrong? Leave a comment. And if you guys do want to buy a pair of Vapormax, check the link in the description. But that is my update on the Vapormax. I hope this video was informative to you guys. And if you guys like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel and you guys enjoy the content. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of when my videos go live. And thank you guys for watching at this time. If you guys want to check the screen, maybe click into the other videos. You can watch those. And we'll catch you guys for some more videos soon. Peace, guys.